the bottom of my heart, you guys. Thank you so much
Thank you for watching
for watching this guy's channel,
Oh my
Jody's
God.
channel.
Jody's Corner.
No.
My favorite.
Thank you so much.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. I'm Jody Joe. Listen, y'all seen this face already. The Snyder-Verse is not happening. The Snyder-Verse shouldn't happen. This face right here is the #1 anti-Snyder-Verse face image on YouTube. Been fighting this thing for about 5 years against the Snyder cult. Self-branded Snyder cult is the toxic side of Zack Snyder's fandom. And we're going to talk in this video about exactly why the Snyder-Verse is never going to happen, shouldn't happen, and why it's not going to happen. The whys of the matter. Because there's some fans out there who are legitimately Zack Snyder's fans who are not toxic, who are not in the Snyder cult. There's some genuine people who like Zack Snyder's work. But judging up to this point, the way Zack Snyder's been handling himself after release the Snyder Cut has come out, he's been handling himself very unprofessionally. Trickling on, releasing images and stuff, yanking his cult members with a string to keep them going to try to restore the Snyder-Verse, annoying Warner Brothers DC to their core. Yes, Jody's Corner, me, solo, by myself, alone, against the toxic side of Zack Snyder and his fandom, the evil, vitriol, death-worshipping, coronavirus wanting me to catch, nasty, disgusting side of Zack Snyder's fandom. I've heard it all. I've got it all. Death threats, kill yourself requests, nasty images, terrible, evil DMs, names called, racist, slanderous, disgusting things. I've got it all, and I've done it all because I'm a DC fan. And I believe that DC should move forward into a shiny, brighter new universe. So we're going to talk about why the Snyder-Verse is looked down upon in all of fandom, period. You know, there's toxicity in all fandoms. I understand that. But Snyder's fandom is the most disgustingest thing on this planet. It's worse than Star Wars fandom. And that's pretty bad. So we're going to take a trip down memory lane on just some notable things and a couple of reasons of why people want nothing to do with the Snyderverse and why Jody Damas is real and all this news going around about Flashpoint wiping the Snyderverse away. Where you guys been living under a rock? It happened here first on Jody's Corner. I've been saying this years ago. It's been about 3 years since I've been saying Flashpoint's going to wipe the Snyderverse. Warner Brothers wants nothing to do with you guys. But now that we know what's going to happen, the question is why. It all starts with Supergirl. Oh, no. Not that Supergirl. Not Sasha Calle. Not the one you're thinking of. I'm talking about the real life Supergirl in real life. She go by the name of Ann Sarnoff. She's the executive over there at Warner Brothers put into place. And she was asked some questions in an interview. You guys remember that article that came out? Yeah, that article where the interviewer from Variety asked and mentioned there's also been a toxic side of the fandom with reports that critics and some of your executives have received threats for not endorsing the Snyder Cut or for being perceived as standing in the way of its release. What's your reaction to that behavior? And Ann Sarnoff proceeds to lay the smackdown. She says, we're not tolerating any of that. That behavior is reprehensible no matter what franchise you're talking about or what business you're talking about. It's completely unacceptable. I'm very disappointed in the fans that have chosen to go to that negative place with regard to DC, with regard to some of our executives. It's just disappointing where we want this. It's just disappointing because we want this to be a safe place to be. We want DC to be a fandom that feels safe and inclusive. We want people to be able to speak up for the things that they love, but we don't want it to be a culture of canceling things and any small faction isn't happy with. We are not about that. We are about positivity and celebration. She goes on to talk about how she loves Zack, thankful for his work and all that, but there's nothing in development with him right now. That is what shook it all up. She saved a lot of people's anxiety went away. For the first time, somebody on the side of Warner Brothers has spoken out condemning the acts and the behavior of the Zack Snyder cult. And I have sources in Warner Brothers who have told me for years that they don't want nothing to do with Snyder. Snyder has a bad name on the. Snyder can't even pull up to Warner Brothers. It's at that point. You can't pull up to the lot, bro. They got the name security guard. Snyder. Oh yeah. So show them the exit. They have a genuine disdain for Warner Brothers. We talked about that. I said that, and then AT&T came in, bought in, made the cut come out, and that was a travesty in itself. I said, you give a mouse a cookie, they're going to want a glass of milk. And this is the Snyder fandom that wants their glass of milk. Selfish. It wasn't about the Snyder cut. It was never about the Snyder cut. That's why I didn't want it to be released. It was always about the Snyder-Verse. They weren't just happy with just Zack Snyder coming back and finishing Justice League, finishing his dream and riding off into the sunset. Not this fandom. I know this fandom too well. They might pull the wool over the eyes of a lot of other YouTubers out here who are just now starting to try to cover the toxic side of Zack Snyder's fandom, but I've been here since day one. Public enemy numero uno. I fought this cult tooth and nail. YouTubers are falling to the ground. Snyder cult channels are eating each other. Views down, subs down, revenue down. That's the most important thing. Falling by the wayside. People tried to expose me, cancel me, lied on me, tried to get me canceled off of YouTube because I don't like a Snyder-Verse, because I don't like a dark, evil, brooding Superman, a murderous Batman, a dead Jimmy Olsen. You bring Doomsday. You made a Lex Luthor Jr. The narrative and the stuff that Zack Snyder used, he used 50 years of Superman and Batman comic book lore, and he did it in 2 films. You can't make a universe with that. You just can't. And I knew that. So that's why I was always against the Snyder-Verse. Superman was done wrong. Henry Cavill coming out telling the world, I didn't want to do Zack's type of Superman. I want to do a Man of Tomorrow type of Superman. Said it too little too late, to be sure, in my opinion. But then it's gotten so bad where they tried to cancel me. Ray Fisher himself, a.k.a. Ye Fisher, accused me of saying homophobic, slanderous rhetoric towards him. Tweeted about me, calling me a homophobe, lying on me. People coming at my channel trying to cancel me and take me out. Well, how did I react? I gave them a whole big muddle figure. Freak you. That's what I did. I come from an era where real bullies come and beat you up after 3 o'clock, punch you in the guts, kick you on the floor. Cyberbullying don't affect me. Twitter chat ain't real. It's not real life. Instagram's not real. YouTube's not real either. Because all these people are playing personas on YouTube. Some people are real on YouTube. You cherry pick them. But most of the YouTubers are straight fake out here. Then, Grace Randolph is coming out talking about Wonder Woman and DC is going to be DCU. They're calling it all this. Bro, Grace Randolph did not coin any phrase that has to do with Flashpoint rebooting. I remember Grace Randolph making a big fuss about something. Oh, yes. October 23rd, 2018, Grace Randolph came out with an exclusive and told the world this.
Significant reshoots are coming. That's because I just heard this like moments ago, and I wanted to tell you immediately that the movie is going to be reworked and become Wonder Woman 1984 Flashpoint. Oh my God.
Bruh. Wonder Woman 1984 Flashpoint, huh? You mean that Wonder Woman movie that we saw last Christmas and shit? The Flashpoint? I remember when she broke this story. Y'all remember when she broke that story and told the world that? When this news came out, I said, these are just lies. Because my sources at Warner Brothers said quite the contrary. I then made a video in response to that, disproving her shit. Lots of exclusive go down on Jody's Corner. I'm here to tell you right now, this is part of the news that sources have told me from Warner Brothers, close to Warner Brothers, close to the Wonder Woman film, that report is absolutely bullshit and it's false. That is an absolute lie, and it's inaccurate, and it is completely made up. Grace, I don't know if you made this story up yourself or your source. And she ran with it. Then people, how do we know you're right? I said, just wait till the film comes out. And sure enough, the film came out, and we saw what Wonder Woman 1984 was. It had nothing to do with Flashpoint. Flash wasn't even cameoed in that motherfreaker. So then there's that. Let's leave all Grace Randolph stuff out the way. Once you're unreliable on that type of level, lots of stuff that she messed up. This Flashpoint news that she's talking about now came from me. Everybody that watches Jody's Corner is trying to spin it off as their own. And even if they don't watch Jody's Corner, it came from somebody who came from somebody that came from somebody who watches Jody's Corner. I've been promoting this on my channel for 3 years now. Verified on video when people said I was freaking crazy because I see what time it is here. There's only one thing common sense will denote, that you got to wipe the Snyder-Verse away. They got to get rid of it. Flashpoint's the guy to do it. I've been promoting this on my channel for a very long time. Let's talk about this. 8 months ago, on April 21st of 2021, when they first started to shoot the Flashpoint film, Jody said this.
Got to offset the cost.
It's happening, bro. And this movie narratively is going to close the chapter on that Snyder-Verse that we all hate so much. And that shit's going to be gone. Like, it's already gone now. Poof. It's gone. But narratively within the story structure of DC, they're going to write it away. And Jody Diamond, like I've been saying, it's going to happen. And I'm so glad it's going to happen. Christina Hudson is someone I worry about. I worry about her ability to write a script. I really hope that.
What she did.
Well, look at that. Already talking about wiping the Snyderverse away with Flashpoint. And these videos can go back up to 3 years. Easily. Jody's Corner Live number 199. This was 7 months ago. What did Jody say here? Look at all these amazing things that are going on here, guys. Like, we have Supergirl, we have Batman, we have the Flash, and with his ring, and Iris West. Wonder Woman is in this world. This is the universe that it's all about. I told you guys, Flashpoint is the key. This movie is the time. Wonder Woman 2017 fixed the universe, saved it. This will fix the narrative. This will save the narrative of DC. The narrative that this is not a Snyderverse anymore. The narrative that these movies do not have to be brooding and dark and get murderous and shit. Even my own panelists don't believe me when I'm saying it. They're doubting the Jody Damas, but like over and over and over again, motherfuckers get proved wrong. This narrative will be changed because what's going to happen to Michael Keaton's universe, Christopher Reeve universe, and the Snyderverse. By the way, Sasha Calle's Supergirl, I predict, and I'm thinking that could be Christopher Reeve's daughter. That could be Margot Kidder, Christopher Reeve's daughter. The years could line up. The years line up. Wouldn't that be something? They're all going to be put into where they need to be. Outside of Earth Prime. We're going to get an Earth Prime. That's the ultimate goal. And that's what this movie is going to deliver. At least that's what I believe it will deliver.
I need this movie to
blood out. Wow. Need more proof. Oh, April 19th. We're talking about this. What Jody got to say? And topic number 3 from the live stream that we have tonight is going to be a fun one because The Flash has officially begun shooting. For show. And not only has The Flash begun shooting, shout out to Andy Muschietti, who's going to be creating a great Flash movie that's going to reboot, reset, and wipe away the old DC universe to begin something
new and better.
Anew.
Oh, wow.
Earth Prime, Unearth 2.
Oh.
CW, HBO Max, whatever freak universe is going to be over there. But man, this is the film, ladies and gentlemen, and it has officially started filming. That means this is real. Wow. Wow. Well, you look at that. Tit for tat, line for line. And I've been saying it consistently over the past 3 years. And when you say something so much and repeatedly, people latch onto it, whether it be subconsciously or consciously. That rumor came from JC. The whole Snyder cult, the toxic side of Zack Snyder's fandom, that all started right here on JC. They reporting about it now because the motherfuckers had to experience what time it was. But it's been going down here since 2016, since I made that first BVS rant on YouTube. I'm telling you guys, bro. Jody Tom is real out here. And it's not even about tooting my own horn or blowing smoke. It's just that people will try to take your credit. The little guy, Jody's Corner, little guy, who am I? I'm just a fat guy on YouTube. These articles, they snatch up stories. It's like Kevin Hart. I mentioned Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's got a lot. Well, let me just be proper. I heard that Kevin Hart has a lot of people all over the country going to small comedy clubs, listening to the new talent, stealing the jokes, pass them along to Kev. And a lot of other comedians do that too. But that's the game that they run. That's the game they play. It's the same with the movie business. It's the same with the movie scoops. It's the same with sports scoops. People who have ears steal news and pass it off as their own because they want the clout. I don't want the clout. I just want the DC. I just want the truth. I just want to get my lane and be straight and feed my family. I don't need it. But that's where I'm at. Just so you guys understand what's been going on here. And I'm hearing the people like, Jody, you were right. So many DMs. Jody, oh my God, you heard the rumor? Bro, I've been saying it here. So a lot of my followers know what time it is. They're like, dang, Jody Thomas. But here's exactly why this is even happening. The Zack Snyder-Verse is not going to happen, and it should not happen because it's toxic, bro. Overall, it's toxic. If you got an apple that's got some good sections in it, oh, this part is good, this part's good, but there's a freaking worm in a hole eating through that motherfucker. There's a couple rotten spots. Do you try to pick around the apple, or do you throw that motherfucker in the trash? You throw it in the trash. It's unsalvageable. What I'm saying is there are some good, decent people that live within the Snyderverse and want it to be great, the Snyder Cut movement. But there's a lot of bad ones, bro. There's a lot of hateful, racist, bigot, nasty motherfucking nerd dweebs up in there that just hate, only love Zack. Only love Zack. And they only love Zack DC too. Have you guys noticed that? They don't talk about his other work. They don't talk about his shit on Netflix. They don't talk about his other movies and shit. They only talk about Zack Snyder and DC, bro. I'm telling you guys, it's cult behavior, and Zack Snyder is the cult leader. He is acting exactly like a cult leader, releasing freaking images just to get his cult people to make up mysteries, and they're making up bullshit about his images. It's really pathetic and sad at this point, but that's fine. That's neither here nor there. The reason is that you guys are nasty. Warner Brothers doesn't want anything to do with a fandom that threatens producers, directors, YouTubers, people, fans in the forum, artists, illustrators. Ain't no space for that, let alone for the fact that they don't like Zack Snyder. They don't like, and it was weird to me. I was watching a video of Tyrone Magnus, and I don't even watch Tyrone Magnus, but he was talking about this Flashpoint news, and he says, you guys are just giving away a bunch of money. I don't know what's wrong with Warner Brothers. They're just ignorant. So much money can be made if they just restore the Snyderverse. Are you kidding me? That's why the Snyderverse has to go. It's not making enough money. BVS, the most iconic movie, should have been the most iconic movie in the history of cinema, with Batman and Superman on screen for the first time. I was born to watch that movie, and it was trash. And it only made $886 million. It didn't even make $900 million. Now, what do you think? How do you think Warner Brothers thinks? Oh, we made $900 million. Yay. Or we only made $900 million. That movie should have made $2 billion easy. But the Snyder Cut and the Snyderverse fans are going to say, that was $900 million. That was a lot of money. No, you have to factor in the IP. Batman and Superman that movie did not produce what it was worth and what it should have. It underperformed, even though it made profit. You guys need to understand that. If it was done right with a different director in a brighter universe where Batman's kind of dark, but he's still a hero and not a murderer, and Superman is the bright, shining hope for humanity, and those dualities clash, that would have been a $2 billion film. Warner Brothers knows that. Snyder ruined and lost them money. Man of Steel made $668 million. That's okay. Why couldn't it make $1 billion? Because it came out in 2013. That's what I believe. It could have made $1 billion, but it didn't. It underperformed. And don't make me bring up Justice League. That epic flop of a film made only $600 million. Terrible flop. So that whole making money thing is out the freaking window, because Justice League should have made $3 billion. And they're not. Just because it's making profit doesn't mean it's right. They want to make a whole lot of money. If I'm an investor and I give you $50 million to make a movie, and you come back at me because your movie only grossed $65 million, and you give me back $55 million on my investment, I'm pissed off at you, and I'm never going to loan you money again. Why, Jody? You loaned him 50. He brought you back 55. You're plus 5 million. Yes, I'm plus 5 million. But what you guys don't understand is that $50 million has been tied up in you for over a year and a half while you made that movie. Well, I could have took that $50 million and gave it to someone else and tripled or quadrupled my money in that time. You tied my money up and you only bring me $5 million in return. That's losing money. It's gaining 5 million, but you're losing 100 million. You lost 200 million of what you could have made. That's exactly how Warner Brothers thinks. That's how I think. And that's just the common sense of it. Snyder-Verse was not financially successful. It was critically destroyed because Zack Snyder, at the end of the day, doesn't know the heroes. You cannot make light characters dark. Some characters just break through the darkness and are incorruptible. Superman is the most incorruptible hero of all time. Minus mind control. He's really susceptible to that. But you know what I'm talking about. As a character, you made his father allow him to murder children on a bus and let them die in order to protect his identity. You made a movie where he let a tornado kill his dad. Are you freaking listen? So listen, it's not about how I feel about these movies. The Snyderverse isn't happening because your fandom, and I'm talking to you Snyder fans who are watching, and not each of you individually, because some of you guys are decent people. So please disregard this message. I'm talking to those toxic motherfuckers, bro, that wish death on my daughter, wish death on my son, that wish death on me, that damned my dog when my dog passed away and they said, F my dead dog. You're worse than a terrorist. You're a fat N-word this and kill yourself. You're I'm talking to that fandom, that disgusting, toxic fandom that Zack Snyder juices. I'm talking to you YouTube channels who out there tried to cancel me, bro, and lied on me. I'm talking to y'all hateful people. You're not getting a Snyderverse because of you. I really honestly believe if y'all motherfuckers just said, release the Snyder Cut, and didn't bully people to do it, and then they eventually gave you that Snyder Cut, and then if y'all said, thank you so much, Warner Brothers, we love you for releasing the Snyder Cut, and then y'all just faded off, I think y'all would have had a Snyderverse, bro. I think that they would have made room for the Snyderverse in another universe and still had the main universe, but still made content for y'all, maybe on HBO Max or some shit. But y'all ruined it for yourselves. Now Ann Sarnoff, Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich, they like this with y'all. They don't want nothing to do with y'all. Y'all tried to take Jeff Johns out, Joss Whedon out. Joss got what he deserved. Y'all trying to take a lot of people out because of a Snyderverse? Then y'all talk about Ben Affleck. And the latest news with Ben Affleck is, look, he was being very candid right here. He talked to the Herald Sun and he talked about playing Batman. And a lot of you guys capped, Ben Affleck was amazing. He loves Zack Snyder. Man, Ben Affleck got a bad relationship with Zack Snyder, bro. He wasn't having fun on those sets. He wasn't just talking about Justice League. You remember the sad Affleck meme? Do you guys remember when BVS first came out and the initial reactions were that they didn't like it? Sad Affleck with his face. He knew why. But it wasn't even because of him. We actually liked him, right? Here's what he said in that article. Quote, maybe my favorite scenes in terms of Batman and the interpretation of Batman that I have done were in the Flash movie. He didn't mention Justice League, BVS, none of that. Not even Suicide Squad. You know that warehouse fight scene that you guys capped for? The warehouse fight scene is the greatest scene ever. Not for Ben Affleck, it wasn't. That was a CG Batman, by the way. That's crazy, y'all give credit. But regardless, he had fun with the new DCEU. He's going to get shown love in this Flashpoint movie, and I can't wait for it. Like I've been predicting and saying, Flashpoint's going to wipe this Snyderverse out. It looks like they're bringing back Zod and Faora simply to probably end Henry Cavill from snapping Zod's neck. And if that happens, oh my, do you know what that is? That's the ultimate slap in the face to Zack Snyder. If that doesn't just sink into your heads, I don't know. Nothing will. It's not about none. I don't know what will. Nothing will. They're about to recast Michael Shannon, Zod, and Faora to stop the snap neck, to stop Man of Steel and wipe it from continuity. That just goes to show you how much they hate his universe. And it's not even about just hating his universe. In order to make a real good universe to compete with Marvel, you got to get rid of his universe. What are we going to do with a 50-year-old Batman who murdered all of his villains? Oh yeah, good luck making a trilogy with that Batman. Get the heck out of here. That was done. Oh, what are we going to do with a Superman who died, came back to life? You did the Rebirth, Return of Superman, A Hero Lives, A Hero Reborn. You did the Doomsday arc, the Death of Superman. Who's going to want to, what? You can't do it. Jimmy Olsen's dead. Dick Grayson's dead. That trash thing you call Doomsday made out of Zod's DNA from his dead body from a wig-wearing Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor Jr.? Are you kidding me? You have to get rid of that shit. It's trash. Oh, and not to mention Zack Snyder's Justice League, which showed a whole gang of dark side. Dark side. Dark side. You think DC's going to allow that to happen? Wipe this away. You are ruining the surprise and the build-up to one of the most epic villains of all time, Darkseid. Wipe this shit out of here, bro. This Snyder-Verse burnt through the whole entire history of DC in 3 movies. How do you do that? How? You made a 4-hour long, boring cut of a movie that we didn't even want to see the general public. Snyder-Verse obviously wanted it. But what are we talking about here? At the end of the day, man, when you bully people and you're nasty to people, that shit comes back. Karma, baby. Full circle. And that's what's happening here. I don't want the Snyder-Verse to ever be anything. I didn't want the Snyder Cut to come out. But a lot of people got me misinformed. They think that I never wanted the Snyder Cut to come out. I've said multiple times, I'm okay with them releasing the Snyder Cut in 5 years. And I said that like last year. So it'll have been 3 years from now or 4 years from now. I said, if you release it in 5 years, so let DC make a new universe, get that going so people will know that this universe is not the Snyderverse, and then give them their cut. I was okay with it. It causes confusion. That's why I didn't want it. It wasn't even personal. I know that movie's going to suck. I knew Snyderverse was going to be what it was. A 4-hour, slow-mo burning waste of time. That Wonder Woman, listen, regardless of how I feel about these movies, just understand this. You guys aren't getting it because of yourselves. You have only you to blame. Look in the mirror. And now a lot of people are trying to change face. Oh, no, I'm Team DC now. I want to do... Come on. That's really where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad and I'm happy to move on as a DC fan. Flashpoint is about to wipe this Snyderverse away. We're about to get some Black Adam, some Wonder Woman, some freaking Shazam. We're going to get the Batman. We have Green Lantern coming down the pike. I really hope that they do that buddy cop thing that they talked about, like Lethal Weapon. I say do a black and a white. Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, buddy cop in the motherfucking movie. I say make it happen. And I'm keeping it a buck with y'all, man. Tom Cruise ain't gonna be no bad Green Lantern, bro. He old, but he runs spry like he 20. Tom Cruise don't age, bro. I don't know what's going on. I need to go visit and see what he eating and shit. Might just eat him. Thank you guys so very much for watching. DC Rises. Snyderverse, rest in peace.